Becoming a medical director means stepping beyond clinical expertise into true leadership. Your influence shapes not just patient care, but the entire culture of your facility. Every action, word, and even your silence sends a message, setting the tone for trust, innovation, and compassion. The legacy you build is found in the confidence of your staff and the relief of families, not just in medical charts. Will you create a culture of fear or one of safety and collaboration? That choice is yours every day. Let's explore how you can consciously build a legacy where both staff and residents thrive. As medical director, you're the heartbeat of your facility's culture. Trust is built through consistent, transparent actions. By listening, following through, and being present. When staff feel safe to speak up, excellence and resilience flourish. Model the behaviors you want to see: empathy, curiosity, and support. Tend to your culture like a gardener. Celebrate successes, address conflicts, and reinforce shared values. By caring for your team, you ensure the best care for your residents. The well-being of your organization starts with you. Leadership in healthcare is more than clinical skill. It's emotional intelligence, active listening, and resilience. This program guides you through real-world scenarios focusing on empathy, clarity, and curiosity. Approach challenges with an open mind, transform conflict into connection and growth. Learn to manage stress and model resilience, sustaining both yourself and your team. True leadership inspires trust, strengthens relationships, and creates an environment where care and caregivers thrive. Your journey to healing leadership starts now. True leadership isn't about control, it's about service. Shift your focus from "what can my team do for me" to "what can I do for my team?" Remove obstacles, empower staff, and honor their expertise. Equip your team to solve problems, fostering engagement and resilience. Leadership as service builds trust, psychological safety, and shared commitment. It takes humility and strength to prioritize others' growth over your own status. By serving, you lay the foundation for a thriving, healing community. Your team watches how you act, speak, and respond. Every moment is a lesson. Lead by example. Show composure, transparency, and integrity. Model collaboration and respect in every interaction, inviting input from all disciplines. Your optimism, empathy, and resilience set the emotional tone for the facility. Before asking others to change, embody the qualities you want to see. By modeling excellence, you inspire your team to follow, building a culture of trust and compassion. It can be tempting to lead from behind a desk, inundated with paperwork. However, impactful leaders are present with their team. It is about walking the halls, not as an inspector, but as an engaged member. This visible presence makes you approachable and fosters communication. It tells your team, "I am here with you, and I am here for you," showing you are connected to the real work. Walking the halls provides an unfiltered view, allowing you to identify small problems and recognize staff. Your presence is a statement of respect, honoring their contribution. This builds morale and reinforces that everyone is vital. In leadership, being seen is as important as what you say. Leadership is forged in small, consistent daily actions. The culture of service is the result of tiny interactions. Small actions create ripples that touch every corner of your facility. Acknowledging hard work, asking about someone's day, or holding a door, these build a positive environment. Ask, "What do you need from me today?" This positions you as a supporter. Specific recognition reinforces positive behavior and makes employees feel valued. These actions build goodwill. Be intentional about micro-interactions. Choose empathy, listen, and remember everyone deserves dignity and respect. These actions will transform your facility's culture. The servant leader flips the traditional leadership pyramid, supporting the entire structure. Your primary role is to serve, providing the foundation for your team to reach their full potential. Your success is defined by the growth and well-being of those you lead. The servant leader ensures their team has everything they need to thrive. By lifting them up, you elevate the quality of care. Guide and coach instead of command and control, empowering your staff to take ownership. By dedicating yourself to lifting others, you create a high-performing team capable of achieving extraordinary things. In a world that often rewards the loudest voice in the room, the servant leader cultivates a different, more powerful skill: the discipline of listening first. So much of traditional leadership is focused on telling, directing, and providing answers. The servant leader, however, understands that the most profound insights and solutions often come from those who are closest to the work. Your nurses, therapists, and CNAs possess a wealth of knowledge about the residents and the daily workflow. To ignore their perspective is to overlook your most valuable source of information. The simple act of listening with genuine intent to understand is the single most effective way to build trust and demonstrate respect. This is not passive listening, where you are simply waiting for your turn to talk. It is active, engaged listening. It means putting away your phone, making eye contact, and giving the person your undivided attention. It means asking clarifying questions like, "Can you tell me more about that?" or "What did that look like?" It involves paraphrasing what you heard to ensure you understood correctly, by saying something like, "So, what I'm hearing is that the new admission process is causing delays. Is that right?" This practice makes the other person feel truly heard and validated. It communicates that their perspective matters to you, which is the bedrock of any strong professional relationship. Think about the message you send when you prioritize listening. You are communicating humility, acknowledging that you do not have all the answers. You are communicating respect, honoring the experience and expertise of your team members. You are also creating a culture of psychological safety, where people feel comfortable bringing problems and concerns to you without fear of judgment or dismissal. When staff feel safe to speak up, you gain early warnings about potential issues, from clinical risks to staff burnout, allowing you to address them proactively. A listening culture is a safe culture, and a safe culture is essential for high-quality patient care. Make it a daily practice to seek out opportunities to listen. Ask open-ended questions during your rounds. In meetings, make a conscious effort to let everyone else speak before you offer your own opinion. You will be amazed at the wisdom that emerges when you create space for it. The solutions to your facility's biggest challenges may very well be locked inside the minds of your team, waiting for a leader who is willing to listen. By mastering the art of listening first and speaking last, you are not giving up your authority. You are enhancing it with the collective intelligence of your entire team. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. In the high-pressure, emotionally charged environment of a skilled nursing facility, this skill is not a luxury. It is a core leadership competency. Every day, you will face situations that can trigger strong emotional responses: an angry family member, a clinical crisis, or a tense staff conflict. Your ability to remain grounded, calm, and constructive in these moments is what separates a reactive manager from a true leader. Your emotional state is contagious, and it sets the tone for everyone around you. The first pillar of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. This is your inner compass. It is the ability to recognize your own feelings as they arise and to understand what triggers them. Do you become defensive when your clinical judgment is questioned? Do you feel anxious when faced with conflict? Do you get frustrated when things do not go according to plan? Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward managing them. Without self-awareness, you are likely to be hijacked by your emotions, reacting impulsively rather than responding thoughtfully. This can damage trust and escalate an already difficult situation, undermining your leadership effectiveness. Once you are aware of your emotions, the next step is self-management. This is the ability to control your impulsive feelings and behaviors, manage your emotions in healthy ways, take initiative, and adapt to changing circumstances. When a staff member confronts you with an angry outburst, self-management allows you to take a deep breath instead of firing back. It enables you to pause, listen to their frustration, and choose a response that de-escalates the situation rather than fueling the fire. This does not mean you suppress your emotions. It means you acknowledge them internally and then make a conscious choice about how to act in a way that aligns with your values and leadership goals. Developing emotional intelligence is a lifelong practice of reflection and intentional effort. It involves paying attention to your internal state throughout the day. It means asking for feedback on how you come across to others. It might involve simple techniques like practicing mindfulness or taking a short walk to clear your head before entering a difficult meeting. By honing your inner compass, you build resilience against the daily stresses of your role. You become a stable, reliable presence for your team, a non-anxious leader in an anxious system. This steadiness is a gift to your staff, creating a sense of security that allows them to perform their best work, even when things are tough. Section 4. Responding with Grace, an emotional intelligence case study. Let's bring emotional intelligence to life with a common scenario. Imagine a care plan meeting where you have just introduced a new facility-wide policy on pain management. A senior, well-respected nurse openly criticizes the policy, stating, "This is just more paperwork. It's completely out of touch with how things actually work on the floor and will take time away from our residents." The room falls silent. All eyes are on you. This is a critical moment. A reactive, low emotional intelligence response would be to become defensive. You might say, "This policy is based on best practices and it's mandatory," immediately creating a power struggle and shutting down the conversation. Now let's look at a response guided by high emotional intelligence. First, you practice self-awareness. You notice your own internal reaction, maybe a flash of anger, defensiveness, or embarrassment. You acknowledge the feeling without letting it take control. Next, you practice self-management. You take a breath, maintain open body language, and consciously choose a constructive path. Instead of defending, you start with empathy. You seek to understand the emotion behind the nurse's comment, which is likely frustration and a genuine concern for her residents. This allows you to validate her feelings without necessarily agreeing with her conclusion. Your response might sound something like this: "Thank you for sharing that, Maria. I can hear your frustration, and I appreciate your honesty. It sounds like you're concerned this new policy will create an extra burden and might actually interfere with patient care rather than help it. Is that right?" This response achieves several things. It validates her feelings, showing that you have heard her. It demonstrates that you are not afraid of criticism and that you see her as a valuable partner. It also uses a clarifying question to ensure you understand her core concern, transforming a potential confrontation into a collaborative dialogue. From this point, you can guide the conversation toward a solution. You could say, "Your experience on the floor is incredibly valuable. Could you walk me through a specific example of how you see this policy creating a problem? Let's figure out how we can meet the regulatory need while making this practical for you and your team." By responding with empathy and structure, you have completely changed the dynamic of the room. You have turned a critic into a collaborator, modeled how to handle professional disagreement with respect, and opened the door to improving the policy itself. This is emotional intelligence in action. It is the art of transforming moments of conflict into opportunities for connection and improvement. In long-term care, conflict is inevitable. In moments of tension, our instinct can be to defend our position. However, connection must come before correction. The foundation of this connection is built upon empathy and curiosity. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Curiosity is the sincere desire to learn more about the other person's experience. It replaces judgment with inquiry. This combination is the most potent tool you have for building trust and resolving disputes. By consistently leading with these two pillars, you create an environment where people feel safe, respected, and understood. Conflict arises when expectations don't meet reality. As a leader, navigate conflict by understanding it, not winning. Use genuine questions, those you ask without knowing the answer. For example, instead of reacting defensively to an angry therapist, ask, "Can you tell me more about what happened from your perspective?" Then, what's a better way to communicate schedule changes? Focus on preserving relationships and finding solutions. This builds a culture of open communication and teamwork. Active listening is a skill that lets you hear emotions and unmet needs beneath the surface. Mastering it will transform interactions with staff, residents, and families, building trust and making people feel valued. It requires full concentration, reflecting what you hear by paraphrasing and acknowledging feelings. Be comfortable with silence, allowing time to process thoughts for a complete response. This is how you hear what isn't being said. The principles of empathy, curiosity, and active listening are not just for managing conflict. They're really the essential tools for building strong, positive, and lasting relationships. In a skilled nursing facility, your connection with families is just as crucial as your connection with staff. Families are often navigating a journey filled with anxiety, grief, and uncertainty. They've entrusted you with the care of someone they love deeply. Building a partnership with them, grounded in trust and open communication, is, well, absolutely paramount. This partnership can significantly improve the residents' quality of life and create a more supportive environment for everyone. When meeting with a family, especially for the first time or during a difficult conversation, begin with connection. Start by asking them about their loved one. A simple question like, "Tell me something wonderful about your father," can completely reframe the interaction. It acknowledges the personhood of the resident beyond their medical diagnosis and honors the family's relationship with them. Throughout your conversations, apply the skills of active listening. Hear their concerns, validate their fears, and ask curious questions to understand their hopes and expectations. This really demonstrates that you see them as partners in care, not as adversaries to be managed. The same principles apply to building lasting connections with your staff. Your team members are the lifeblood of your facility, and they too need to feel seen, heard, and valued as individuals. Make it a regular practice to connect with them on a human level. Learn their names, ask about their professional goals, and celebrate their personal and team successes. When they come to you with a problem, remember to listen actively before jumping to solutions. A few minutes of focused, empathetic listening can build more loyalty and motivation than any formal recognition program. This consistent investment in relationships creates a deep reservoir of goodwill. Ultimately, leadership is a relationship-based endeavor. The quality of your connections will determine the strength of your culture. Empathy, curiosity, and active listening are not just techniques. They're really expressions of a genuine respect for the humanity of every person in your facility. By making these practices a core part of your daily leadership, you move beyond the role of a clinical expert to become a true connector. You build bridges of trust between departments, between staff and families, and between yourself and your team. These connections are the invisible architecture that supports a healing environment, creating a community where everyone feels they belong. Today's healthcare workforce is a rich tapestry of multiple generations. In your skilled nursing facility, it's common to have baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and Generation Z. Each brings unique experiences and values. As a medical director, understanding these differences is a critical leadership skill. Appreciate what motivates each group, how they communicate, and what they seek from leadership. This builds a cohesive, high-performing team where everyone feels respected. By appreciating this rich tapestry, you can build bridges of understanding, creating a more dynamic, resilient, and unified team. Adapt your communication to connect effectively. For example, a detailed memo might work for boomers, while a quick video might be better for millennials and Gen Z. A Gen X therapist might prefer a direct email, while a millennial might appreciate a face-to-face conversation with mentorship. For Gen Z, public recognition connecting their actions to the facility's mission can be powerful. Create opportunities for generations to learn from each other. As a leader, model intergenerational respect. Value contributions from every generation. This transforms individuals into a collaborative team. Your leadership extends beyond your relationship with the nursing staff. As a medical director, you are the clinical leader for a diverse team of highly skilled practitioners, including nurse practitioners, physician assistants, physical and occupational therapists, consulting specialists, and more. A common pitfall in healthcare environments is the development of professional silos, where each discipline operates independently. This can lead to fragmented care, miscommunication, and even competition. Your role is to actively dismantle these silos and build a culture of true collaboration, where every practitioner feels like a respected and integral part of a single, unified care team. This really requires a shift from a competitive mindset to a collaborative one. The foundation of this collaboration is built on mutual respect and a clear understanding of each other's roles and expertise. Take the time to meet with your nurse practitioners and physician assistants to establish a shared vision for patient care. Discuss your respective philosophies, communication preferences, and expectations for clinical decision-making. Frame your relationship not as a hierarchy, but as a partnership. Use language that reinforces this, such as our patients instead of my patients. When you demonstrate genuine respect for the skills and judgment of your advanced practice providers, you empower them to practice at the top of their license, which really enhances patient care and improves their job satisfaction. Misaligned expectations are a primary source of conflict between practitioners. Many disagreements arise not from clinical incompetence, but from a simple failure to communicate and clarify how you will work together. Be proactive in establishing clear protocols for collaboration. For example, how will you handle disagreements on a plan of care? What is the best way for a therapist to reach you with an urgent concern? Who is the primary point of contact for a family? Defining these processes upfront prevents misunderstandings down the line. It creates a predictable and safe structure for your team to work within, reducing friction and allowing them to focus their energy on patient care. Ultimately, fostering this collaborative spirit really requires you to be the lead partner. Regularly include all practitioners in care planning meetings and encourage open, respectful dialogue. When a therapist brings a concern about a patient's decline, listen intently and value their specialized assessment. When a nurse practitioner suggests an alternative approach to medication management, consider it with an open mind. By modeling this inclusive and respectful behavior, you create a powerful ripple effect. You show your entire team that the best patient outcomes are achieved not through individual brilliance, but through the collective wisdom and coordinated effort of a true interdisciplinary team. Let's explore a scenario where collaboration is essential. An 88-year-old resident is declining. The nurse practitioner believes he meets the criteria for hospice, but the physical therapist feels he still has rehabilitation potential. You, as the medical director, are brought into the conversation. This is an opportunity to model respectful dialogue. Bring the NP and PT together, not as a judge, but as a facilitator. Acknowledge the shared goal. What is best for the resident? Use curiosity to explore each perspective fully. Synthesize the information and guide the team toward a consensus. Perhaps the answer is a concurrent care model. The goal is to find a solution that integrates the wisdom of both practitioners. By facilitating this process, you have strengthened your team. Difficult conversations are an unavoidable part of leadership. A structured approach can provide confidence to navigate these conversations constructively. We will explore a three-step model: validate, clarify, and redirect. Validate acknowledges the other person's reality. Clarify states the issue calmly and objectively, focusing on observable behaviors. Redirect pivots toward a positive, forward-looking solution. How can we move forward successfully? By redirecting the conversation toward future success, you reinforce your belief in the person's ability to improve. Let's explore the validate, clarify, redirect model in a realistic scenario. Imagine Dr. Evans, excellent with patients, is consistently late signing verbal orders, risking compliance. You need a direct conversation. First, validate. Acknowledge his situation. Say, "Dr. Evans, I know you're juggling many responsibilities, and I appreciate your excellent care." Next, clarify the issue. State, "We found unsigned orders past the deadline, creating compliance risk." Finally, redirect towards a solution. Ask, "How can I help you make this process easier?" This approach strengthens accountability while maintaining a positive relationship. Our journey has brought us to this essential step: reflection. Leadership is a service to provide. Emotional intelligence, empathy, and curiosity build trust. Now the focus turns inward to you. The path to becoming a leader who heals begins with a commitment to your own continuous growth and self-assessment. Reflect on the values that drive your leadership. Knowing your core values provides you with an inner compass to guide your decisions. Small, consistent changes in your behavior will create powerful ripples throughout your facility. Your leadership has the profound potential to be a healing force. By embracing the principles of servant leadership, you can create a legacy that extends far beyond. This is the ultimate calling of a medical director, to be the kind of leader who truly and profoundly heals. The journey begins now.